Never had that message before, but I'm getting a message about poor connection. Poor connection. I apologize. Hello, 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 hello. Bodie Smith, welcome, welcome. I want to make sure you can hear me okay. I want to make sure you can hear me okay. All right, we are live. I want to make sure you can hear me. We are definitely here, and we want to make sure everybody knows we are here. Come on and check us out. We have a great conversation for you today. I'm just letting a couple people know we're here. I want to let some people know we are here because this is going to be real, real good. This is going to be real, real good. Hi, Linda. How you doing? Send me a request, Linda. Send me a request. I want to get you in here. Can you hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me okay? Let me know. Hey, Val, how you doing? I got one of our future queens out there. Can you hear me okay, ladies? Do I sound clear? Let me know if I sound clear. Linda, send me a request so I can bring you on in here. I think I just sent you one. All right. I definitely want to have you come on in.
Hey.
Listen, I'm so excited. I was getting a message about poor connection. That's what happened. I was here like at 11:58, but it came in and said poor connection. So I apologize about that. Do me a
That's
favor.
okay.
Sit back just a little bit so we can see that whole beautiful. Yeah, I want to see all that. I want them to see all that. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited. Do I sound clear?
It sounds a little fuzzy, but we're gonna rock and roll.
No, because
You know what I'm saying?
if it sounds fuzzy, I'm using a headset. I could take my headset off. That sound clearer?
That sounds clearer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so that's what I wanted to know. I wanted to be clear. I don't want no issues. I have
Okay,
Valerie.
no issues.
Valerie is the future speaker coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Miss Linda. Now, Linda, before I mess up your last name, pronounce your last name for me.
Huss, just like us, Linda Husser.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Linda Husser, man. She's a motivational speaker. She's a coach, and she is the publisher of the Bodacious Black Woman magazine. She comes out of the West Coast. I know that's where we met. You were out in California. She doesn't
Yeah.
now, but she works with people over 50 to let them find out how to get their life back, how to get their midlife back after 50, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that if you're 40 that this is not for you. This doesn't mean if you're 60 like I am, this is not for you. This is for anybody who has got to a certain age where they feel like they just need to jump start and start all over again. And I have Miss Val Lyons in here. She's also a speaker coming in kind of like something similar with helping people to age gracefully and gratefully. So she's coming on the 24th. So she's in the building. So hello, doctor. I call her doctor, even though she don't have a doctorate because of her profoundness. I call her doctor. So I just welcome you, Miss Linda. Tell the people, who is Linda Husser? Tell them a little bit about your background. How did you get to where you are now? What made you decide that you wanted to help people with this particular area?
You know what happened with me is, let me back up a little bit. What happened with me is, it was me. I am the person that I coach. At 49 years old, is when I really started looking at life for real, for real. Let me just be clear. I know a lot of people get excited and talking about their 50s and all this wonderful 50th birthday party they're going to have and all that good stuff. And that wasn't me. My 49th birthday was really the catalyst for me to really start thinking about who was I? What did I want to do in the world? Why was I born? All of this type of thought was in my head. And I realized, hey, Jocelyn, I realized that, and please share this video, y'all, because this is some good
Yes.
stuff. And especially as a Black woman, a Black mature woman who we're marginalized anyway. And as we get older, a lot of us aren't getting bolder, we're getting bitter because of the societal norms, because of putting a lot of our dreams on the back burner for whatever reason, whether it was the kids. Some of us had to drop out of school because we got pregnant. Some of us had to not go to school so that our kids could go to school because, you know, you may have been a young mother. And so dreams deferred. And as I started looking at my life, I realized that I wasn't feeling significant. I was a salon owner. No, I wasn't. I was 49. I had been doing hair for 23 years, and I had never opened a salon. Wow. And I said, this is ridiculous. This was ridiculous.
Right.
And so for me, just really slowing down and looking at my life and making a decision that I could not go into 50 the same way that I was. Like 50 to me is half a century. We've been on this earth half a century at 50. Do you know how much change occurred from 63, that's the year I was born in, to 2008 or however long that was? And I was like, well, I don't feel like I've done anything significant. So that's what really was the catalyst for me, is looking at my life realistically, doing a self-assessment and saying, you know what, this is not, if I keep living like this, I'm just going to be ordinary. I'm going to be mediocre. I'm going to be going along to get along. I'm not marching to my own drum beat. I'm not blazing my own trail.
Right.
Right. But I was making money. And that's what I really want people to understand. It's not about the money. That's what happens as you get older. It's about fulfillment. When you young and dumb, you think it's about the money. But let me tell you, as you get older, you're going to realize, man, I'm not fulfilled. So that's how this really started. I was on a journey to fulfillment and significance. That's how the whole thing started.
So is it safe to say that after a woman gets to a certain age, or even a man, because I know you probably get some men that have come to you and said, Linda, what about us? What about us?
No, I don't. I'm all about my Black women over 50. The men, there's somebody for them, but it ain't me. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So we speaking to the ladies, and we speaking to the ladies that look like us, and
yes,
means that if you are not Afrocentric, that you can't benefit from this. Okay.
No.
For target market, but you certainly are welcome if you are going and you are coming back here. We don't want to think that this information will not help you, because it will.
Yes.
So that clear. We are not certainly not discriminating, but
not at all.
Her market that she's focusing on, but we certainly welcome everyone to receive the information. So, Bodacious, you came up with the name Bodacious, all right, and with your magazine, Bodacious Black Woman. Tell me about how did that happen, and what exactly was the vision for Bodacious Black Woman magazine?
Okay, so I no longer do the magazine. So first of all, let me just say that, but thank you for mentioning that. One of the things that I had to realize as I was getting older is, what are my limitations? What are the most important things that I need to do? So let's be clear, you know, we in this social media world, and we seeing people doing things and this and that. We see in the highlight reel, we not understanding that they may have an assistant doing that stuff. They may have somebody who actually does it and then just brings it to them, and then they can say, I did it. I was doing all of that. So let me just be clear. But the bodacious is a phenomenal word. It stands for bold and audacious. It's an older word. And I felt like for a mature brand, a mature lifestyle and self-development brand, I wanted a word that had some seasoning on it, so to speak. You know what I mean? And so that's what bodacious is, and it stands for bold and audacious. If you remember President Obama, he had the audacity of hope. So audacious is a really dynamic word. I wanted a word that when you heard it, it did something to you, right? When you just hear the word bodacious, you might not even know what it means, but it resonates. You know what I mean? That's the kind of word you're like, well, I don't really know what it means, but dang, I feel kind of tingly inside. And it might even make you want to go look it up. But that was the word that I felt not only represented me, but represented the the Black woman experience. We've had to be bold. We've had to be audacious, even when we didn't know how to. We could front real good, if nothing else.
Wow. So let's talk about that. Knowing your limit. So in this midlife crisis, finding your fears, where did that come into play? Knowing your limit, where did that come into play? And I see that you put that in there, Valerie. I see that you put that in there. We're going to let people come on in, so stick around. We're going to let
people. And I can't see, so you'll have to tell me if they're saying something, because I just...
Okay. Allow people.
Okay. Now, what was the question again?
Join the conversation if you're okay with that. But tell me about where knowing your limit comes into play, especially when you get older. Is that more or less? Because for me, I used to be the multitask queen. I used to be the juggler. Like, you know how you juggle? I used to juggle it all, and I was proficient in all of it. But I recognized I had to let some things go too. So I take what you're saying, because it gets overwhelming. So that part of it, knowing what are the signs that let you know, okay, I got to let this go? Because that was something you were passionate about. What was something that let you know, like, okay, I can't do this?
Yes. Well, what was the thing for me was I had to decide what was my divine assignment, what was my mission, right? Because a lot of times what happened to us is our passion, we'll confuse that with our purpose. And those are two completely different things. I was passionate because and a little bit of ego, let's be clear, a little bit of ego. I like saying, oh yeah, and I have the publication, Bodacious Black Woman. But at the end of the day, it was really taking a lot out of me. I wasn't able to coach like I wanted to, because you got to get the magazine out and you got to do the layout and then ask the people to interview and get stories. It's a lot to it. So I had to ask myself, what was the most important thing? Was the most important thing to feed my ego, or was the most important thing to reach the people who actually needed, who may not even know about the magazine? See, I can reach a lot more people right now on Instagram with my phone talking to you, and not spend all that time marketing, right, the magazine and all that stuff. So for me, it was about the mission, actually saying, Linda, why are you doing what you're doing? And once I got to the point where, baby, I want to be able to say I'm a magazine owner, that's when I had to back it up and say, nah, we're not going to do that.
Now, I pinned what Miss Jocelyn said. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you so much. I see you, Jocelyn. I see you, Drika. I see you, Sherry. I see you, Val. I see you all. And Jocelyn said the glass calling is now our floor and has to be our mantra. So,
the glass ceiling. Okay, the glass ceiling is now our floor and has to be our mantra. Ooh, I love that. Yes, Jocelyn. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I want to welcome anyone. If you have questions and you don't want to put it in there, you don't know how, because I know some of us are still learning this social media, how to use these particular, platforms. So there's a little box down there where it allows you to put a question in it. It's a question mark. And also there is a plus sign down there. If you'd like to join us in the conversation, you would like to say something, please hit the plus so that we can bring you into the conversation. Val, I would love you to come in the conversation and say something to Linda and add to what she's talking about. And let's have a conversation about
why. And a real conversation about how you really feel. And because there's times when I feel invisible and I think I'm the shit. Let's be clear, right? But there's still times when I feel invisible just based on, society. When you looking at billboards, they don't ever have a Black mature woman on there. When you're looking at movies, commercials. So subliminally, they are basically telling us, right, that we don't matter, we don't exist. And they're going to pimp us, though, right? Because it's $1 billion industry. Ageism is $1 billion plus industry. When you think of the hair color, when you think of the Juvederm, the Botox, they doing hands now. They finding a way that they can make your hands look like they looked 20, 30 years ago. So it's $1 billion industry, but they are tolerating us. They are not celebrating us. And those are two completely different things.
Wow. I thank you for that. Now, I brought in Val because I know that she had put some comments in there. And like you, sometimes it's hard all the comments, so it's easier for me to allow people to use their voice and say what they have to say. So, Valerie, introduce yourself. Say what city and state you're calling from, and you are free to make a comment to what you heard thus far and what you have to say about this topic today, with us finding our fears after 50 and the midlife crisis that we as African American sisters go through.
Okay, I'm not going to take up too much space because I really love what I'm hearing, and I don't want to dominate, but I thank you for bringing me up to speak. And so I do a lot of work, and my crew is the 50+ crew too. You know, I do a lot of work around women empowerment and creating a career you love. And I just want to say this, and I always have to put this in a proper context. When people speak to me, when we talk about ageism, this is my response. Ageism, sexism, and racism exist, and it has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that's true.
And what I mean by that is I'm not crazy. It exists, but I'm not taking it on. I'm not gonna let that get in the way of me pursuing my dreams and my goals. So I want to say that, and I always have to put it in context because I don't want to make people think that it's not present. It is. It's very present, but we can't own it. I want to say that. And I also want to relate to what you shared about knowing our limitations and capacity, which is really powerful, because you made a really great point when you said you see a lot of people doing a lot of things, but guess what? People have the resources and the means and the willingness to request support. And that's another thing I just wanted to add. It's important for us to request support, for us to know what our strengths are, what our crafts and our gifts are, and to rely and to request others to assist us, because it's all about creating a team so that you can support what it is. So I just wanted to add that. I don't want to stay because it's your conversation that you're initiating, but I wanted
it's our conversation.
Yes, but you know what I mean.
I feel you, but thank you so much.
Yeah, but I do appreciate the space, and I love what you're doing. I love your look. I love that necklace, by the way. Yes,
thank you.
so people can check out your whole vibe.
Yes,
you have a beautiful, beautiful spirit, and I love you. So I want us to connect. That's the other thing I wanted to say.
Oh, for sure, please DM, because it's about collaboration, not competition. So I love it.
That's exactly right.
Yes.
We don't compete. We don't compete. We don't compare. We accentuate each other, because we each have different gifts and talents. So it's not about. Thank you so much. You're so humble, Val. Val will be coming back on the 24th also.
Yes.
But look up top. You can click the hour on the top if you don't know how, and follow both of these ladies. If you're in here, follow these ladies because they're positive individuals with positive energy, and they won't steer you wrong, okay? And that's what this is all about. Thank you so much, Val, for coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
I'll still be listening.
Thank you. Okay. And y'all share this out, because there's some folks that need to know that I exist, that Val exists, that Shout Crystal is putting this on like this. Like, don't be stingy. Don't let us be the best kept secret. And then you leave here talking about, girl, you missed it. You should have been on that Instagram Live. Well, invite them into the Instagram Live. That's how you do that.
That's right. That's so true. So we want to welcome people to come on in and let us know who you are. If you have something to say about this conversation, we just want to invite you to come into the conversation if you have something you want to say about this conversation. We have people that we know that have a voice, that they don't mind, that they speak out here on Instagram, and I know that they let people know their thoughts, and I'd love to hear what they have to say. So I open it up for people to come in and speak, because I have another young lady that if she has time, because I know she's at work, she can come in. And so we want to invite her. So now, what's your message for the people today that you really want to convey to them, Linda, about getting older, about getting better, about age?
Yes. Is that you, and then when I say this, y'all don't just listen to what I'm saying. You can teach an old dog new tricks. Now, I already know we're not dogs, but see, a lot of this stuff is programming. See, they subliminally keep saying this stuff. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. At some point, you just get too old and it is too late. I want you to reverse engineer that. and not worry about what you cannot do. Because if you got some physical ailments or some different things, okay, maybe you can't be a world-class sprinter at 50. But can you train some people how to sprint? Like, let's say you were a world-class athlete, or you wanted to be, and you kept going to the gym or whatever, and things happen. I tell people, always remember the essence of your dream. Even if your dream, right, in quotes, can't come true, what parts of that dream can you bring to fruition, right? And when I say that, for instance, I really wanted to be an actress when I was younger, right? Didn't quite happen the way I wanted it to. However, the essence of that is I am a member of SAG, Screen Actors Guild, right? I get to be on stage in my clubhouse room. I get to be on stage on Instagram Live with you right now. I get to do a Facebook Live. So the essence of my dream is still there. And by me tapping into that, somebody can come on this Instagram Live and be like, oh, I like her. I like Shout Crystal. I like the young lady with the nice head wrap on. So your platform, your dream, sometimes you're going to have to tweak your dream. But that doesn't mean it can't come true. Come up with other ways to make your dream. You got to navigate. You got to twist and turn in life. Life don't owe us nothing. Nothing at all. We owe life.
Yeah.
And so that is the message that I want everyone to leave with today.
Now, this is Miss Jocelyn. This is the young lady who put the glass ceiling is now our floor and has to be our floor. And that was such a powerful statement. I could not resist but to bring her up. So, Miss
Absolutely.
Jocelyn, tell us your name and where you're from and exactly where did you get that from? What made you say that?
Oh, thank you for having me. My name is Jocelyn. I am a clinical mental health professional. And I'm also a #1 Amazon bestselling author. I'm part of an anthology where I shared one of my child abuse stories, where I show the transition from going to from a survivor to a thriver. We have choice. We get to choose. The reason that I had this quote of the glass ceiling is now your floor, part of that is really why I said it and I'm promoting it is actually due to Linda, right? Because I just turned 60 this year. So a lot of times you don't have, outside of your family, my children are my biggest supporters and my grandchildren. But outside of that and a few friends, you don't really have anybody when you are at our age who really support what you want to do. They put you in a box, you hit a certain age, and you're only supposed to act like this. You're only supposed to do this. Why don't you go sit down? Why are you wearing that? Why are you wanting to do these other things? Because I'm not ready to retire. I'm not ready for the rocking chair, right? I started my education, my higher educational journey when I was 48. I got my master's when I was 57 in clinical psychology. So for me, it's like, and listening to other women who are where I say, like Linda, who are bodacious, that we have so much more to offer. We are in our blooming years, what I say now, we are like that mustard seed and we are so full. We have so much to share. So why should I limit myself? Why should I have this under this ceiling that someone else tries to dictate of how I should be and how I should show up? How dare you? I get to craft the life that I want to live.
Absolutely.
So now the ceiling that people try to say that I should be under is now my floor. So I get to walk all over it and create and build and craft how I want to show up in this world and in my spaces. I have so much to offer. And with Linda, I am bodacious. So yes. Thank you.
Wow. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah. The reason why I'm bringing people in, I have a community that I belong to called the Royal Community, and Miss Marilyn is a part of that community. Hello, Marilyn. And I want to allow people, one of the things that I love, what I've seen is how people are really giving people the chance to speak. there are a lot of people out here, and some of them come on for different reasons to social media. So when I started thinking about story time and I wanted people to tell their story, I realized that the speaker is not the only person who has a story to tell. Other people have stories too, and sometimes they can relate and they can add to what's going on. So I want to give people that opportunity to do that because I think that we can learn from each other. And so I thank you for sharing that, Ms. Jocelyn. Please make sure you share and share this live and follow Ms. Linda. I will get back to you. I would love for you to be a guest to talk about what you do. Two things now before I let Marilyn say something because I know she might be on a break. I'm doing a live tonight because of what just happened with the young lady who killed herself. I have a young lady coming on. I'm doing a spontaneous suicide segment tonight with the mother of a daughter who killed herself and some people. I would love for you to come on because that's your background.
Yes. And can I just say something really quick? I just want to say this really quick. You see what just happened, Jocelyn? This is what I'm talking about, the essence of your dream. I don't know what Jocelyn's dream is, but I know she wrote a book. I know it's an Amazon bestseller. And because she showed up on this stage, she now got an invite from Shout Crystal to be, and see, that's what I'm talking about, y'all. That is what I'm talking about. Okay, continue on. I'll be quiet.
Marilyn, welcome, Miss Marilyn. Tell the people your name. Where you calling?
How y'all doing? Thank you, ladies, thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me on. Miss Crystal, I hope y'all can hear me well.
Yes.
Okay, it's a pleasure to meet all of you ladies. It's just wonderful, just the wisdom I'm humbled by. Thank you so much for the invite. I'm at work. Everybody looks so gorgeous. I'm looking terrible.
No,
but
you
I just
looking
came
great.
on here.
I see those lashes.
I just came on here to say that I just love it. I just love what you guys are doing. I was just listening in because I'm at work, and I was like, okay. I was like, wow, I like this lady vibe. I was like, okay, yeah. So I was like, of course, I'm not in the 50 crew yet, but I'm only 1 second behind. Trust, just 1 second. That's it. I ain't got but a second left. So I'll be joining the crew, and I'm there already. So it's a pleasure, and I'm honored to even be invited on. And I understand what you mean when you say find your fears, and it's not about financial gain. Finances, because people don't understand something about money. It is the answer to all things, but it's something that money cannot buy, and that is peace, joy, happiness, and love. You cannot purchase those things. And I believe God made it that way for a reason. So you would actually have to do something outside of your finances to find what you need in life.
Say that for the people in the back. Say that again, girl.
You just, because, people think that because they have money, they have everything. I just like people like Oprah. Everybody want to be like her. But I would never want to be like her. She has all of this wealth and no heirs. She got a bunch of dogs. No husband. I would never want to be her. That would never be my heart's desire. So, I understand that people say, hey, money is good. It's good to have. But then you always skeptical, though. You skeptical of everybody around you. You like, are they here for the money? Are they here for the money? Your mind is just always going, or do they really like me? Are you really my friend? You so extra. It's ridiculous. Wow. It's hard for you to live with when you got a lot of money. People don't understand. It's very hard to live when you are really up in your finances like that. Because everything around you, you second guessing it. Women right now, people say, oh, we got to do women empowerment. We don't. The shift is here. If you look around, women have already shifted in power.
Wow.
So when people say, oh, women empowerment, we already in power.
Wow.
All you got to do is look around. We already in power. Look, everywhere I look, it's a woman that's elevated. It's a woman that got a multi-million-dollar business. It's a woman that's a billionaire. Every time you look around, and these are black women.
Wow.
These are not just, these are women of color, period. So a lot of times, that's why everybody's trying to use this thing where they say, well, we are the only race that they say, a man asks, well, what you bringing to the table? They never ask a white woman that because they feel their white privilege is enough.
Wow.
See, we can never be enough to our men. So we have to remind them that we are queens and they are kings. And once they get that through their head, we already enough. Once we come to the table, that's all we need to do.
Yes. Slide over a little bit so we can see. Move the camera down so we can see you, Marilyn. You look beautiful. See, I'm gonna tell you something. I want to address one thing
What's that?
in the beginning. Society has made us feel like if we don't look a certain way, that we take away some of our value. Ladies, if you wake up in the morning natural, you are beautiful just like you are. We don't need the lashes. We don't need the wig. We don't need the makeup. We don't need none of that.
But I do like it though.
Right.
I just want to say.
Right. I like it. It's not that I feel that I need it. I know I like
But hear what I'm saying. We are.
Yeah, I
Yes,
do.
ma'am.
I'm just being silly.
Yeah,
right.
But there's a woman who would not come on live or will not speak or will not leave her house because she feels some kind of way. Maybe she don't have the clothes. Maybe she don't have the makeup. And I want that person to know you still have a voice.
Oh, for sure.
You still have a story, and you still deserve to be heard, and you still deserve the mic. You don't have to look a certain way. Forget what society said. You don't have to. So I just wanted to address that, Marilyn, because I know how you fly girl and how you doing. But I just want the person who might be kind of having a little low self-esteem and might not be audacious yet. I want her to understand that she's beautiful too.
Absolutely.
I thank you for joining us. I thank you for what you
thank you so much.
No problem.
Definitely, ladies. And I see somebody else that want to come on up, so I'm going to bring them up.
Okay.
I'm going to bring them up in the room and let them.
I'm going to make sure I follow y'all. So,
yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna definitely get out y'all way. Thank y'all so much for having me on. I appreciate you.
Thank you for the contribution.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and y'all share this video, this live. Yeah. Lord have mercy, what is this? Live. I'm on so many platforms. This
I know, right? How many you on? Jeez, she's on so many.
Yes, please do, Marilyn. Thank you so much, the young lady that's trying to come in. I don't know if it's letting you come in because it's saying you can't join, so you might have to get the new version.
Do something, refresh or something.
Log out, come back in. Not sure what you have to do. But again, a little side commercial. About 8:30, I'm coming in doing a suicide segment. And I think it's so needed because so many people are
today?
Up in Eastern time today. The mother,
definitely.
Actually, the young lady who's coming on, her daughter committed suicide, and my daughter was her teacher. And so, and then it's deep, man, because you see what happened with Regina King's son. Yeah. And you see what happened with the former USA. I mean, we have to talk about this stuff, y'all. We have to have.
That's real.
We can't just come out here and use this platform to laugh and to giggle. We got to talk about the serious stuff. You know, that's why.
That's right.
My book and Final Wishes. We have to talk about this stuff, y'all. We really do.
That's real.
And we have to do more. So follow these ladies. Follow Marilyn. She does an amazing job, Linda. She has a lot of lives and some great conversations too. And she's actually a future guest as well. She has a powerful story she's going to tell. I want everybody to tell the story because
Are you Marilyn?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, cool. I just want to make sure, because, you know, I got the brain fog. That's something that happens as you get a little older. I want to make sure I got the right people with the right name.
Yeah, I'm Marilyn. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Thank you so much, Marilyn, for coming up. I'm going to let her go ahead and continue.
Thank you.
Story. I see you.
Y'all have a great evening. I mean, great day.
Amazing later on. Okay, love you, girl. Love you. So, Linda, yes. So I hope that you will connect with these people because.
Oh, for sure. My DM is going to be popping.
Yes.
Because I would love to do some collaborations. You know, I have some stuff in my head that I would love to do, and so yeah. Yeah,
and you know what? I have a young lady here. She does books. She helps people with their books. And at some point, I need to have Angela come on because she can definitely do some stuff. Angela Anderson, man, send a request. I would love for you to come on up and join in on this topic because I know you started writing some stuff in your later age too, and now she's helping people with their.
Angela is in my. I know Angela. When?
No, this one is Angela Anderson.
Anderson. Okay.
But now I want to go back to you, Linda, and so what's next for Linda? Now that you found your fear, now that you're doing stuff, you have a couple of programs, you have some some different workshops and things. Tell the people
Yes.
have some stuff coming up.
Well, I don't necessarily have anything coming up. I have this big idea, right? And my big idea is what I call the Age Fest, right? And the Age Fest is going to be where Black women over 50 in all different modalities and specialties and gifts and talents come together. Just think of it as the Essence Fest for Black women over 50. That's the best way I can describe it.
Wow. Now, there's a young lady who's in here following us. She said, the truth is I am white, but Black queens made me.
Well, hey, now, well, that must mean you understand that Helen they did that archaeological dig and said that Helen was, the woman that we all came from. So I feel you. I'm here for it.
Miss Amrich Chair, it will not let me bring you up. Miss Amrich Chair, I don't know why it's not letting me bring you up.
I think she should just go out and come back in.
Yeah, go out and come back in. It may allow you to come back in. I apologize that it's not letting you come in. If she wants to send a request, feel free. So, Miss Linda, let's talk about, you said bold and audacious.
Yes.
How does one find their boldness if they are meek and they just don't have that? They have been through some stuff. Somebody has told them be quiet. Somebody has told them sit down. Somebody has told them you don't have a strong enough voice. What do you say to those women?
I say, are you willing? My magic words is, are you willing? Are you willing to get uncomfortable? Because you're going to get uncomfortable in order to change. We all love diamonds, right? And we've all heard the story about the diamonds and all the different things that have to go through, the pressure, the this, the that. You are going to have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the first thing. If you are not ready to face some hard truths, then the change is not going to happen. We've all been through something. All of us. There's nobody in this world. I don't care if you're a Rockefeller, a Kardashian, Oprah, Tyler Perry. If you notice the certain trend is they have all had to overcome something. They all had to face that thing, and then they had to get on with living this thing called life. So the first thing I would say is you have to be willing to face the hard truths. That's the first thing. The second thing is you've got to awaken. A lot of us have used what has happened to us to put us to sleep, in the sense of we do everything but deal with what it is. We might drink it away, sex it away, shop it away, gamble it away, smoke it away, crack it away, heroin away, whatever it is, we running away from this stuff. No. You got to come on back and deal with it head on. So what I would say to somebody who's meek, you've got to be willing. You don't have to know all the answers, but just be in a willing frame of mind to do what you have to do to get to the other side with the rainbows and the unicorns and the butterflies. Because a lot of us know what we need to do. We will self-help ourselves to death. We will buy all the self-help books. We'll get on here and listen to all the motivational speakers, from Les Brown to Lisa Nichols to me to whomever. We will go to conventions and workshops. Some people go to the TD Jakes when we were doing that. The Woman That Art Loose, and we still stuck. And we still stuck because it's not going to come from that book. All that is the blueprint. But you got to build a house. The blueprint is not going to build a house. That's going to show you what you need to do, what things you need to set in place. But action.
Yes. So
you got to be willing to take action.
Let's talk about that. So I have a saying that I say sometime, and that is plan your work and work your plan.
Hey.
Plan your work and work your plan. In order to take action, you have to do this, okay? And so it's funny. I have a young lady, I posted what she said. She said, yeah, Black woman president, wouldn't that be something if we can get to that point? I love what somebody else said. I think it was in Maryland, and she said, we already stepped into our power. That was powerful what Marilyn said. Thank you, Marilyn, for that, because we do have to recognize that. But sometimes, let me ask you a question, Linda. do you think sometimes some women have too much power? They too bold, or they too audacious? Is there such thing as too much?
I think it can be misdirected, but I don't think there's such a thing as too much. What I do believe is some people use that to really hide the fact that they aren't powerful, that they aren't bodacious. Because when you truly understand your power, you can be a whisperer. You know how they call it the dog whisperer, that this man can
Right.
calm down wild bears and you know, that type of stuff. So a lot of times I don't believe that you can have too much power, but I do believe you can disguise your deficiencies or your lack of by being boisterous. Right?
Right.
So that's my take on that.
Wow. Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I thank you so much. If you just came in the room, thank you so much. You're listening to Linda Husser. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith, and we are here with the story times. We're bringing you lunchtime nuggets stuff while you're out there in your car, or while you're on your break, or you're on your way to get you something to eat. We want to give you a few nuggets on some things. So we do this on Thursdays at 12 o'clock Eastern. And if you have a story, you are welcome to tell your story. And no, you don't have to be someone with a certain amount of followers. You don't have to be someone who, with this particular reputation, and have arrived. Everybody has a story, and your story is important. If you have overcome something, if you are healed, if you feel as though you can share and you are willing to be transparent enough, we want to hear your stories so we can help each other. And this is open to all genres. This is open to all races. This is open to all countries. I am opening up my platform for this and taking my experience in the past from promotions, entertainment, and fashion, and marketing, and travel, and everything business, and just allowing people to come here. And it will be shared. It will be kept. It will be put on my website. It will actually be loaded into a podcast. So this will go on, Linda. This will be heard and still stored up for people to hear after today. It will be shared on other social media platforms as well. So why would you come? And you may ask, why should I do this? Because maybe you have more followers than me. And I'd like to address that. Because of my marketing and promotion skills, you're going to get exposure and visibility, and you're going to be in places that you might not have been. You're going to be getting opportunities to network and meet people that you might not have met. So don't underestimate, and you never know who God is using to help you to go into doors that you might not have walked through without meeting me and without coming through this platform. So that's my answer to you. I have some serious people coming through here. I also do evening segments. If you can't do 12 o'clock, still inbox me, because I can still let you come in. And we have some great stuff. Once again, today about 8:30, I have to get back with the mother to make sure. We're going to be coming back with a suicide segment tonight. You definitely want to come in. If the young lady is going to bless us and come back with her background in that area, because we know it has something to do with mental. We need a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or somebody with clinical background to speak and help us, because people commit suicide because they're suppressing some stuff. And we got to talk about it, y'all. We got to talk about why that's happening. So that's my little commercial break. So, Ms. Linda, we talked about people being comfortable. We talked about them feeling uncomfortable. We talked about them being bold. We talked about them knowing their limit. All right, recapping. We talked about them just finding their passion and just putting it, fulfilling it. And now let's talk about the pain, because some people go through this deep pain and they don't know how to turn their pain into passion to find this willingness. I'm going to use that word willingness to want to keep going, to want to keep fighting. They get old and they get quiet and they just sit in the house and they don't do nothing. What about those people? What would you say to those people who lost the desire and they just want to shrivel up, get old, and die? What do you want to say to those people? Or maybe they got some depressing news. Maybe somebody left them, and maybe nobody loved them. They're divorced or separated. Somebody cheated on them. They had a rough life. They just, nothing positive has happened. They lost their motivation. What do you say to that person?
Well, for that person, I would say get a get a therapist, because I am a life coach and there is a difference, right? So here, for me, how it works with me is I do 30-minute, what I call Ignite Your Life session on Zoom. And during that session, I will determine if I am a right fit or they need a therapist. For deep trauma, things of that nature, that's not my jam. But what happens is a lot of times people will go to therapy because it is a different modality, and then they're ready to graduate to life coaching. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So for certain people, if you're dealing with some deep issues, you need to be able to work through those issues first. And number one, recognize and realize that you're not what has happened to you.
Right.
You are not what has happened. That happened to you, but that's not who you are. So that's a whole different situation from being a victor or a victim. You know what I mean?
All right. Else is trying to
so we have to figure out, like, do you need a therapist or do you need a life coach? So that's what I would say. So and be brave enough. But this is what I will say though, is for the person who feels, stuck and stagnant, and it is based on traumatic events or circumstances, I would say be willing to get a therapist, because that's another thing we as Black folks don't really like to do, is when it comes to mental health, that's hush hush. When it comes to the different traumas that we've experienced, that's hush hush. And that's for a lot of different reasons. Culturally, I think the younger folks are getting it, but the people who were born in the 50s, 60s, and early 70s, we came from a time where what went on in the house stayed on in the house. Children were seen and not heard. You weren't really encouraged to be communicative, and you damn sure weren't encouraged to be talking about the stuff that got you stuck, or you may need to talk to somebody about. So that's a whole nother conversation. But
I thank you for that. Let me ask you a question. Without it being therapeutic, and I want to also address, I'm trying to go through the comments. LC, I see you said you want to look that up. When did you want to look up? Let me know. And you said you were with your child, so you don't want to come on because you're with your child. I understand. And somebody else said, motivational said, I have to go, but I'm glad I had a minute to check out this live. But thank you so much for checking it out. Share it and come back and check us out. And somebody asked where we located. I'm in North Carolina. Linda, where are you located now?
I'm in Los Angeles right now with my mother. She just successfully battled COVID. So I'm here making sure she's, cool for about another couple of weeks. But I actually live in Atlanta.
Well, and let me tell you something. I'm getting over the hump. I was diagnosed last Thursday.
Okay.
I was out of work, and I just thank God. I just thank God for his mercy and his grace.
Yes.
And I thank God for the wisdom that he's given me. The Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. While getting it, get understanding. I thank God that I had the understanding to know to really build my immune system and do some things so that I can sit here and have this conversation with you. Thank God for my job, which gave me time to heal and to do the things I needed to do to make sure that I'm okay, because people, take care of yourself. Don't take this stuff for granted, man. I'm telling you. It's affecting people differently. People are losing their hair. People are it's a lot happening. People are having that fog, the mental fog afterwards. It's a lot. So whether you're vaccinated or unvaccinated, I want to tell you that it's real. I had some asymptomatic days where I didn't even really think I had it because I didn't know, but then I had times when I was feeling certain symptoms. So I attacked those symptoms. Sometimes I stutter, sometimes I say things that most people don't know about me. I wear hearing aids. So sometimes I'm still learning, and sometimes I have to catch myself when I speak. And so it gets tricky sometimes. But I want to thank you. And so as we begin to close, because I definitely appreciate you coming through, I thank you. Please continue to do what you do. Let me know when you have some stuff coming up in the future. Again, let people know how they can follow you. Let them know how they can reach you on Facebook. You have that Facebook group.
Yes.
Or anything else that you want to tell them about. Feel free to take this time to do that. I want to thank everybody for coming through. Once again, I want to remind you that I'll be back. I'll put a flyer up. And then again, if you have a story, feel free to come back and tell your story. I'm Crystal Bodie Smith. This is Linda Husser, the motivational speaker and life coach. And she has a desire to help African American women find their fears after 50 and reignite it. So DM her so you can get your session going and find out.
It's free. It's a free 30-minute Ignite Your Life. That's what I call it. Ignite Your Life session. We do it on Zoom. I mean, some people do the calls, but I like to see you because they say the eyes are the windows to the soul. Right. So I like to see you. So what do I have? Well, you know what? I have a book, Ignite Your Life After 57 Ways to Reclaim Your Flame. That's in pre-order. My Facebook group, Bodacious Black Women Over 50. What'd you say?
Put the link in the comment for your book.
Oh, girl.
Purchase it.
Okay.
And then if you have a hard time doing it now, come back, put it back so people come back and do the replay. And guys, if you come back and do the replay, put pound replay. If you're here live, you can put pound live. If it's your first time, let us know it's your first time. And thank you so much. We look forward to bringing you positive, good stuff, and sharing with you other people who have some good stuff out here too.
Okay, so that's the book, the pre-sale, and I did not put the title on there.
Okay, let me look at. I'm gonna pin it. I'm gonna find it and pin
the bit.ly, your midlife book. That's the pre-sale for the Ignite Your Life After 57 Ways to Reclaim Your Flame. What else I got going on? I have my Facebook group, Audacious Black Women Over 50.
How do they? What name is that? The name Bodacious?
Oh yes. So I'm gonna just put it. Okay, so it's Bodacious. I can't even hardly see. Okay.
That's a part of that aging, girl. That's a part of that aging.
Okay, so that's the Facebook group. What else I got? Oh, let me give you the link if you want your free 30-minute Ignite Your Life call.
Yes.
Session, Ignite Your Life session.
Yes.
Then here is going to be the link for that.
Yes.
And then,
once again, if you're passing through, if you're scrolling through, if you just happen to pop into this live, we listened to Linda Husser as she told us about how to find your midlife bang, how to get it back again. You know, if you had that crisis, you know, how to find your fierce back after 50. And
yes,
I want you to make sure you tune in to all my segments, but especially on the 24th, when Val Lyons comes back and talks about how to age gratefully. I think it's gratefully or gracefully. I have to look. It's one of those, gratefully, or I think it's grateful. And she's got some powerful stuff to tell you about that. And we want to thank you, Linda. I thank you so much. I'll let you do any closing comments you want to tell the people. And I look forward to collaborating. I heard you say collaboration.
Oh, for sure. We have to do more of that because there's enough out here for all of us to eat. You know what I'm saying? This ocean is big. It's big, and we got a lot of people who are hurting out here, who are raising the white flag, saying, "I surrender, please come help me." And I can't help everybody. And once I really internalized that, it was like, man, we need to assemble our teams.
Okay.
Brady is the bomb quarterback, but it would not happen without those guys that were surrounding him, right?
Yeah.
And so, oh my gosh, they out here doing stuff. Well, can y'all still hear me? But anywho, so what I want to say is, whatever it is, first of all, age is not a pre-existing condition.
Ooh.
Let's just go with that. Age is not a pre-existing condition. Stop acting like it is.
Wow.
You are the prescription for whatever is ailing you in your life. Stop looking for other things outside of yourself. It's not the lotto ticket. You are the lotto ticket. Bet on you. Yes. That's how you make this thing called living life, aging with excellence. That's how it works. Do not allow age to define you. Let it refine you. All right? And make sure that your midlife is magic and not tragic. Woo!
Define you, let it refine you. I heard that.
Exactly.
Age, define you, let it refine find you. And
it's not a pre-existing condition.
Pre-existing condition. That, you know what? We're going to close on that note. I want to coming up. That, man, meditate on that, marinate on that. Share this with an African-American woman or any woman that you think needs to hear what we talked about today. Come back again. Follow us both. Click the arrow on the top. God bless you. Keep hope alive.
Yes.
Come back tonight for the suicide segment.
Yes.
God bless you all.
God bless you. Thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am.
Peace.
Have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Keep hope alive.
Bye.